It is the original Patriots Day, and we are going to dedicate this beautiful Patriot out here in just a little bit. And we are so excited to be a part of that. 6 Mile Creek Distillery and this beautiful sculpture honors the Battle of Kings Mountain from the Revolutionary War. And of course, we're a history museum. We share history, right? And Isaac Shelby led that battle. Isaac Shelby is Kentucky's first and 5th governor. So as the official starting point of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, we're very excited about the history and the culture and the category and the industry and the families of Kentucky bourbon. But we're also very excited about where this is going. And 6 Mile Creek is one of the places where this is going, and we're very excited to have them here, and we'll be welcoming them to the Kentucky Bourbon Trail sometime in the very near future.
Happy Good Friday to everybody. It's a monumentous day. I think people always question, like, how did this all get started? What trail, how do we get the statute out here? And it really came from, I think the inspiration was from my college history professor, Thomas Clark. And Clark said that a community without a sense of history is not a community. And what he thought was more important, not just the what and the why, but why, what, the when and the what, but what happened, and and to teach the unvarnished history. And so that inspired me. So when I bought this property out in Henry County on 6 Mile Creek, it had a Low Dutch barn on it, and I contacted a Low Dutch historian. He immediately sent me his manuscript, and he sent me a series of articles that was written, I guess they were written in 1883 and 1903, and all he had was the 1903 articles. They were written by a guy named G.W. Demery, and he was a bee biologist, later a business lawyer, but his big thing was swarm control. And so what he did is he stopped his life on these 2 occasions because he thought it was so important to write about these people who he called the 6 Mile Lights. People who were living on supposedly the lower lands, not the lands that weren't good crop lands, but he was just amazed at these people because they survived on individual grit, and they had no aid whatsoever. So I started researching and reading these stories, and then I took that to the next level, which is, so where'd they come from? Well, I discovered a lot of them were Ulstermen that came from Northern Ireland. They were Scotch-Irish, and they brought all their distilling skills with them. And then you start reading, well, how'd they get the land? Well, a lot of them got the land as war pensions for the Battle of Kings Mountain. They were some of the over mountain men that went over the mountain, fought the war, and then went back to their distilling habits. But the thing that moved me the most is that they all showed up with no hope of any kind of monetary reward, no hope of no equipment. They just marched over, and so I started getting into more of this. I said, man, we need to do a statute of what I think the real American patriot looks like. He's not this guy in a colonial uniform with a white, blue and white sash and all that good stuff. He's an Ulsterman. He's a tough guy. He's a saint. He's a sinner. He's all those things. So, excuse me. So I contacted James Muir and I wrote a 2-page paper on it. Said this is what I want to do. I want to showcase this patriot. I want to talk about the revolution of American drinking. I want to talk about all the things he believed in, and I gave him really three directions, and he took it from there. One is that I wanted to be historically correct. I didn't care about being politically correct because this guy was a tough guy. He was a difficult individual. The second thing is I wanted a lot of symbolism. And through this symbolism, I wanted to reveal his heart and soul, and I wanted you to see it. And so I didn't want it just to be a pretty statue. I wanted it to really be, something that really speaks to you when you see it. And so that's why you see all this symbolism on it. The third thing is I really wanted it to be interactive, a teaching aid. I wanted to be able to teach patriotism through it. And that's difficult, and so that's why you see a lot of the symbolism here and so forth. But the last thing is it needed to be interactive. So as you can see, there's a tablet of truth there, and James will speak more about this, but I wanted to be able to have kids that get up there and grab around the arm of the patriot on the tablet of truth. And I thought that was a great picture moment, and hopefully inspire some patriotism in them, because patriotism is tough to teach. And so I hope that's what we've accomplished here today. I'm just so thankful that James took on our project, He's world famous. He has statues everywhere from West Point to Auschwitz. So when he agreed to do this statue, I was relieved. Very relieved. So I won't say any more. Happy Good Friday, everybody, and James Bureau.
Well, Damien summed it up. On my end, I've spent 40 years of my career doing what I term allegorical art filled with symbolism, making statements, overt, covert, hidden, whatever, to bring forth a statement about, first and foremost, the golden thread of truth. This provided me an opportunity to focus on my other motive operandi, so to speak, and that is human liberty. And the two are indelibly linked, because without truth we can have no justice, and without justice we can have no liberty. So it all rests on truth, just as the sculpture, when you look at it, you'll see it rests on truth. When I was first approached on this, I declined without hearing what it was about, simply because I don't do commercial art. But as soon as I found out what it was about, it said, I've got to do this commercial art. Because this is not commercial art, other than a commercial in the sense of advertising human liberty, the price of human liberty that Americans have paid ever since our founding and even before our founding. I had some reservations momentarily about the distillery until I got to thinking, well, no, wait a minute. On my dad's side, we go way back to Eastern Kentucky. My grandfather was a mine supervisor over in Eastern Kentucky. I had property down around Jamestown, Russell Springs, Russell County, just north of Tennessee. That's far away from Tennessee. And so I had indelible links to Kentucky. But still there was the distillery aspect. And I thought, well, wait a minute. On my mom's side, mother, this is Damien's mother over here. We had seven relatives fought in the Indian Wars, but also in the Revolutionary War. If you remember the SAR, the American Revolution next door. And in fact, on your way out, you'll see the brother to this piece standing out here on the granite stone, the Sons of Liberty. But in 1794, I also had the same relatives that took active participation, shall we say, in the Pennsylvania Whiskey Rebellion. So, Saint and Sinner, however you want to call it, I've got bootlegging in my family. You're on, Damien. You got your man. So I hope you all enjoy it. This has probably more overt symbolism about truth and freedom and human liberty than any of the pieces I've done in my 40 years. I'm so proud of this piece in all humility and in all candor. I don't sound corny, but I'm just an instrument. I always have professed that talent is God's gift to a person, whatever that talent is. But what we do with that talent, that is our gift back to God. And we can only give anything to God by giving to His creation, to our fellow man. That's what I've striven to do, and I've been blessed with someone who helped me to do it. I never had any formal training. I can't claim, oh, I went to this school, that school, and so on. No. This came through me, and these hands and my sense of it what these do come through me, not from me, but through, again, not to sound corny, but through the glory of God to manifest through these hands. I've been blessed with being able to do that, and that's why I focus on human liberty. Physical liberty, personal liberty, spiritual liberty. The same liberties that our ancestors fought and died for. I thank you, Damien, again for giving me this opportunity to be able to be an expression of what we have all in common. And we have to pursue diligently, because as Thomas Jefferson said, the price of liberty is eternal vigilance. It's not 200 years ago, it's right now. All we have to do is look at the news, listen to the news, and we should be well aware we are just as much in a battle today to preserve American freedom as our ancestors